So we're talking with Joe Johnston, the director of Hidalgo, a Disney picture. A true story. How much of the original story did you put in the original story of Frank Hopkins? Did you put in the movie?
Well, the part of the story that's true is the fact that he was a dispatch rider for the Army. He was an endurance racer in this country in the 1890s. He was invited to go to the Middle East and take part in this race, and he went and he won the race. And we have fictionalized some aspects of the story to make it more entertaining, because we never set out to make a documentary. It's a Hollywood movie, and it's, people eat popcorn when they watch these things. So we do want to be entertaining, but it is based on a set of facts that did happen.
Right. So, for example, in reality, I think Hopkins won the race by 30-odd hours.
He did. He won by 33 hours.
But that doesn't make for such a great cinematic ending.
Not a very dramatic ending of the race. In the movie, he wins by about 33 feet. So yeah, there are things like that we took some license with the truth, just to make it more entertaining.
Right. So the movie stars Viggo Mortensen and Omar Sharif, among others, but the real hero, the real star, is Hidalgo. One horse, Joe, or many horses?
5 horses to play Hidalgo, but one main horse, the close-up horse, his name was TJ. Had the best face and a beautiful horse to look at. But he wasn't a runner, and he didn't know many tricks, but he could... he seemed to have a sense of when the camera was rolling, he would do some interesting things. But Viggo, I guess, decided that he had to have that horse because he bought him and took him home. Right.
So, I mean, we all know how you make a stunt double look like the actual actor, but how in hell do you make a horse, or several horses, all look the same? How do you do that?
Paint.
Really?
We painted the other 4 Hidalgos to match TJ, just basically with brown paint.
So, Joe, the movie has a classic kind of 40s Hollywood big picture feel. Mm-hmm. Were you going for that, or was that just a natural result of shooting in big picture locations like Morocco and Montana?
Well, I have to say I was going for it to some degree. I mean, this is the kind of movie that I always enjoyed watching when I was a kid, and it's a movie that you don't see studios making too much anymore. And I thought, here's an opportunity to make a movie that I would have enjoyed seeing when I was a kid. So,
Right. Including the classic archetypes, the lone hero and the native, and but pushing the envelope quite a lot. I thought with the female character, relevant to today, the veil, the controversy in France with banning of the veil. Did you discuss that at all with Zuleika?
I discussed it with Zuleika in the sense that she is hiding who she is, in the same way that Frank is hiding who he is and has been all his life, and that's one thing that they have in common. They're both sort of outcasts in their own society.
Right. Interesting analogy for me between the endurance races of the late 19th century, of which there were hundreds, I understand, and of course this was the ultimate endurance race in Arabia, but the sort of metaphor between that and the endurance race of making movies. Is that how it feels for you as a director?
I have to say it does. I mean, but in probably the same way that Frank started a race, you can't look at the finish line. You can only look at the distance you have to ride tomorrow and the next day. I mean, if you try to look at it as 100 days of work, it seems insurmountable, and you drive yourself crazy. But you can get a grasp of the work, tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon and the next day, and you can sort of understand that. But you can't. It's overwhelming if you look at it as a whole.
Interesting. Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you.